Every human life starts on a microscopic scale. A single cell, smaller than a grain of sand, has the potential to grow into a fully formed baby in just 9 months. But while young teenagers are biologically capable of starting this process, doing so puts them at immense medical risk. The process requires 2 specialized cells, or gametes. The male gamete, the sperm, is highly active and swims using a long tail, with millions produced every single day. The female gamete, the ovum, or egg, is much larger. It cannot move on its own, and typically only one is released per month. This diagram shows the clinical cross-sections of the male and female reproductive systems side by side. On the male side, sperm production begins in the testes, which hang outside the body in the scrotal sac to stay cool. From there, sperm travel up a tube called the sperm duct before exiting the body through the urethra. Looking at the female system, the process starts in the ovaries, which produce the eggs. Once released, an egg travels down the fallopian tubes. These tubes connect directly to the uterus, a thick, muscular bag where a baby grows and develops for 9 months. Mapping these precise anatomical pathways establishes the required baseline. It provides the math we need to understand how human life begins, and sets the stage for examining why an adolescent's body faces such extreme risks during this process. This is a 28-day calendar graphic. In mature females, the body operates on this continuous chronological loop, designed strictly to prepare the uterus for a potential pregnancy every single month. If an egg is not fertilized, the thick lining of the uterus is no longer needed. During the first 5 days, this lining breaks down and flows out. This fluid is the nutrient-rich tissue that was built up to feed a baby. It is a sign of a healthy, functioning system. The release of a mature egg, known as ovulation, usually happens around day 14. Because sperm can survive inside the female body for several days, the time from day 11 to day 16 forms a high-risk fertile window where intercourse is most likely to result in pregnancy. Let's test your anatomical knowledge. Pause for a moment and look at this unlabeled diagram. Where exactly does the sperm meet the egg? Fertilization happens in the fallopian tube. The joining of the sperm and ovum must take place here, well before the egg reaches the uterus. Because this biological timing is so strict, if a girl has started her menstrual cycle and has sex during her fertile window, she can get pregnant on the very first time. There is no margin for error in a young, developing body. So, what happens when this reproductive cycle successfully creates a zygote, but the host body is a teenager who hasn't finished growing? Here is a comparison of a fully mature adult female pelvis next to a developing teenage pelvis. You can see the structural mismatch. A teenager's pelvic bones are often simply too narrow for safe childbirth. This narrow opening causes obstructed labor. The intense pressure can lead to a fistula, a severe tear that causes uncontrollable leaking of waste, permanent damage to the uterus, or the death of the mother and baby. Early sexual activity brings another severe risk: sexually transmitted infections. Diseases like syphilis and candida cause immediate harm, while HIV systematically destroys the body's immune system. The HIV virus is fragile and dies quickly outside the body. You cannot catch it by sharing a cup or hugging. It is transmitted only through the direct exchange of body fluids. As Ugandan hero Philly Lutaya taught us, we must combat these myths with facts and support those living with the virus. While a teenage body might be biologically capable of triggering fertilization, it remains anatomically and immunologically unprepared for the consequences. Factual education is the only tool that prevents these medical tragedies. When an adult woman becomes pregnant, clinical antenatal care is a necessity. Health workers monitor the baby's growth, test for diseases like HIV to protect the infant, and provide iron tablets to prevent anemia in the mother. After birth, mothers should exclusively breastfeed for the first 6 months. Unlike cow's milk or maize porridge, human breast milk provides a balanced diet and transfers essential antibodies that a baby needs to fight infections. The baby also requires protection through the National Immunization Schedule. Following these steps protects infants against killer diseases like polio and measles right after birth. The immense medical and physical requirements of reproduction demand maturity and resources. For school-going youth, the safest choice is to wait. Abstinence is the only scientifically flawless, 100% effective method for teenagers. Choosing not to have sexual intercourse completely bypasses the anatomical risks of pregnancy and ensures a healthy future free from the biological consequences of STIs.